Hi everyone, it's Levi. Oh my gosh, it's been forever since I've made a video up on my channel since my last video. And the reason for that is because I've been moving around lately, like moving places, moving schools. Actually, I'm in the middle of moving right now. There's a ton of my bags at the back here, and also my keyboard right here. Yeah. It was actually my grandpa's. He gave it to me before he moved to the islands. But yeah. And I'm feeling kind of nervous, kind of scared about moving to our new place. But I'm also really excited because, like, I don't know, it's a new place. Um, but anyways, the reason why I'm making this video right now and today, yes, today, okay, yeah, tonight, day, whatever, is because to give a little update, I guess, with my life and also rant about this webcomic that I've been obsessed with lately. It's amazing. It is a masterpiece. It's like um one of a kind in my eyes because like I'm not really into many scary things unless it's like interesting, and believe it or not, this one is hella interesting. It needs to be published into a book, and if it ever gets published, that would be the best thing that has ever happened, um for the creator, and for me as well, because I'm like a really big fan of it. Um and yeah. So to start off the introduction, the webcomic is basically about like this missing girl, a part of a really important family. And when I say really important, I mean important. Like country worth important. Like the whole country knows about them and stuff. And like um it's really complex and stuff, and like the whole story is just a big bundle of mysteries, and there's like a whole bunch of characters and stuff. You see, you got the grandma. um Her name is Vera Ledger. They're known as the Ledgers. Everyone knows them as the Ledgers. um but yeah, you have Vera Ledger, who's also the grandma. um She's personally not my favorite. I mean, I'm sure no one really likes her because she's a really nasty person. But I don't know. It's probably how she was like brought into the world as, like I said, a big bundle of mysteries. And next you have Ross Ledger, who's just I despise him with my whole heart. I truly do. I truly do. I even let everyone know, hey, I hate this character. Who is he? Oh, just a character I don't really like. And there's Elena Ledger, who's the wife of Ross, and she's oh so beautiful. She's like dynamite gorgeous or whatever. She's like she could do way better than Ross. I don't know why she settled for him anyways. Like, he's such an awful person. And she just has like so much potential. She doesn't even need to be a part of the Legends and stuff. I think she's just an amazing person and stuff. And she's like so misunderstood and stuff. She's like very misunderstood, misjudged, and also she's like really hated on by Vera, which it's so awful. Lena just tries her best to live up to Vera's expectations, which are like really high, like really high up, and it's just crazy. And then my personal fave, you have the oldest son, which is Adriel Ledger. Am I saying it right? Adriel. Yeah. It's like Ariel, but with a D in between the A and the R. So yeah. um, but yeah, I feel like he's also very misunderstood. Like he um a lot of the times in the webcomic he like says, "Oh, I'm not for this family. I'm not meant for this family," or stuff. Like when he reveals something very important at the end. But throughout the whole thing, he says like he's proud to be a legend and stuff. It's like kind of like an identity crisis, I guess. I'm not sure. Because I know for a fact that all the Ledger kids, including Adriel Ledger and his younger siblings, Luca Ledger and Ruby Ledger, they've been like through so much hardships. Like I understand. But like what makes a ledger? No, no one really knows. except except the elders or whatever, the elders that like I don't know taught like the other generations and stuff. Like Ross, he had a brother, an older brother named Roman Ledger, who died suddenly, sudden death. But my theory is, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have theorized this too, but my theory is that he was murdered. Yeah, I know. It's a lot, but like it's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of like accurate because his sudden death. He would how would he die suddenly? He looks healthy, all the ledges look healthy, no diseases or like family I don't know, bad genetics or anything. Like nothing bad within the system. Like especially in their blood and stuff. So like a sudden death is just like a big question mark of things. Like how would he die? Why would he die? Who knows? Maybe he didn't want to become a ledger, which I don't blame him. But or maybe failed he failed the like tests or something. I'm not sure, but like Roman Ledger is like such a big mystery, a part of like all the other mysteries. Like, is Ross Ledger really a good ledger? Because honestly, I feel like he had dreams. I feel like he had dreams, like and one of the scenes in the webcomic, it shows like um Ross Ledger just sitting on a chair and stuff, reading a book and stuff. Like he looked like a nerd glasses and stuff, which is fine. It's fine. But I had a feeling that he wanted to like do something else, like I don't know, maybe become a Scientologist or a scientist or like study more about history or about real estate, like stuff that's like not a part of the legends. But like I've but then Roman saw this as something that's like unfair to him. Like he's like, that's not fair. Well, why do I have to go through all this shit? And he just gets to sit there doing nothing, reading a book and do what he wants and stuff. So I feel like something happened to him, and then all of a sudden like Ross had to become the next head ledger because of Roman's sudden death, which I still think was murder. And when Roman was like lying on his casket or lying in his grave or whatever the thing is, he like Ross was like glaring down at his lifeless body as if like saying how dare you and stuff, why did you die all of a sudden, like why, like, and I feel like in the entire Ledger family history, they've built up like tons and tons and tons of resentment and tension towards siblings. So like it basically tears up the whole family apart, because it's like a whole ass competition to see who gets to be the next head ledger and stuff. But um I think that all kind of ended because because of what happens, the major thing that happens, because like with Ross's family, Ross and Lana's family, um they were kind of different, I guess, because Lana, she didn't really have a good education, didn't really know her parents well growing up and stuff. She was a hard worker as she grew up and stuff until how she is now, and she never really cared about the legend name, which I don't blame her. I don't really see what the big if is about her last name, but if you're like rich and powerful and stuff, then I guess it's a big deal. I guess, but she never really cared about it. But she thought that Adriel was gonna become the next head ledger because he's the oldest and stuff, and he went through all the training and the preparations for it and stuff, which is understandable. But then in the end, when Ruby Ledger was born, um, she was actually gonna be the next head ledger, and um, honestly, my theory about that is because I feel like the reason why she was gonna be the next head ledger instead of Adriel is because I don't know. My main theory is that because she looks like Vera Ledger, which is the grandma, and they look so alike. Like if you had a picture of them together, then you could tell. You couldn't tell if they're like the same person or different people or not, because they looked identical to each other. But like, of course, that's kind of crazy theory. But the main reason how Ruby became the next head ledger or was training to become the next head ledger is because oh yeah, because she's a fast learner. She's like perfect at everything and stuff. But like in the first few episodes when Pearl oh when Ruby was like writing in her diary and stuff, she just sounds like a normal kid and stuff. Like not really able to remember the things she learns, which I don't blame her. Like the fact that she has to have tutors means that she's gonna be learning a lot. I don't even have a tutor, and I need a tutor. But anyways, yeah. And also the main story that happens is that basically there was this other girl who was like rejected by her birth parents because they were really abusive and stuff, and they left her on the ground very cold and wet. And when the police found her, they thought she was Ruby Ledger, who actually went missing 6 months ago. Missing. But yeah, she went missing in first few eps, and then when they found Pearl, who was the girl who looked identical to Ruby, um yeah, they thought she was Ruby Ledger. They took her in, and like Pearl, she didn't really want to go back to her abusive family if they found out she wasn't the real Ruby, so she pretended to be Ruby, which yes is very illegal, but she was a little kid, so she didn't really get in trouble for that in the end. And once Ross and Lena knew, they rushed to the police station picked her up, and voila, she joined the Ledger family, and um, in in secret because she wasn't the real Ruby Ledger. She was someone else, but she just looked like Ruby. They looked very identical, same features, um, same hair. Yeah, same hair. Um, eyes were kind of the same too, but it's just like a bunch of other things. They were kind of different, not that identical, but they had very similar features and stuff. And over time, Pearl started liking it a bit because she thought they were a picture perfect family. But then she discovered a secret that the real Ruby, was actually murdered. Yeah. And honestly, at first I thought because like they're rich and stuff, couldn't they just cover it up and stuff, you know? And they were able to do that for like 6 months, but it was only like two people that knew about it, so not the entire family really knew about the incident, except for Pearl and two others. I'm not gonna spoil it, but if no one really minds spoilers, then the killer was actually Adriel and Ross. Oh wait, no, mainly Adriel. And Ross was a part of it too because Adriel had blackmail against him, which was a genius, and I could see why he would use that as blackmail. But my biggest question is, how the fuck did he get the picture? How did he get the picture? Was it taken on his phone? Ooh. If it was, then that's a bit concerning. And but yeah. And in the end, Adriel and Ross ended up in jail, in prison for life. Pearl Ledger actually became Diamond, and she joined the neighbor's family, who was Sky and his mom. They're really wonderful people, and they were like dear friends of Ruby Ledger's before she passed away and stuff. And yeah, Diamond really loves her new family, and I'm really glad that she's in a safer environment now. But yeah, that's really sad though. And a few of my questions I have to ask is that, did Adriel really mean what he did? And honestly, I don't I don't think so. Not the fact that he was repeatedly saying, I didn't mean to, I didn't want to. No. It's not because of that. It's because, like I said, in the Ledger family, they like create, because of like how they run things and stuff, including in their own family, they like built up so much tension and resentment towards like the children and their siblings. Like if you have more than one Ledger child, then and yeah, I guess that's, I don't know. I feel like Adriel just felt a lot of pressure and a lot of like, he felt like he had a lot of competition with Ruby because she always looked down. I noticed she always looked down on both Luca and Adriel because she was like, of course, she was gonna be the next head. So like, but I'm not sure. I don't think she meant it intentionally. I think she just had that kind of vibe off of her, and like she didn't, I don't know, I don't think she knew what to do. Probably if Adriel, in my personal opinion, or like my opinion, if Adriel had like, I don't know, if he asked or told her or like asked nicely, or if they had like a good bond with each other from the start, then I don't think any problems would have been made. And the Ledger family would still be the Ledger family. Whether Ruby was gonna be the next head, Adriel was gonna be the next head, Luca was gonna be the next head, regardless, if they still had a good bond between each other, then I don't think anything bad would have happened. And honestly, yeah, but yeah, they're all just kind of broken in a weird way. But either way, I really love the webcomic because it's just so beautiful. The art, the mystery, solving the mysteries, coming up with ideas, theories, and stuff. I even make art of it too. I have an art account on Instagram, but yeah. I have an art on Insta and I make a lot of fan art for except I mean no, replaced. Replaced. Yeah. And anyways, but also damn, it's getting really late. I didn't notice it was that late. Oh my gosh. I've made so many attempts on making a video before, but anyways, yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed my small rant. I guess it only lasted like I think 20, 20 something minutes now. But honestly, you guys should really check it out if you're like into webcomics or like yeah, super into webcomics or like you like spooky stuff, horror kind of stuff, and mystery stuff, I guess, like some true crimes type shit, then definitely give replaced a check. Like check it out on Webtoon. It's on Webtoon and stuff. But also follow the creator. Their name is Ink Nico. They have Twitter. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, I think, but they barely use TikTok. They're a really nice person. So if you wanted to like ask them any questions about it or something, then I don't know, go ahead. And yeah, that's it for the video. I might I might start making more videos, honestly. I'm not too sure. What do you guys think? Um Comment down below, I guess, or check out my other links in the description. I will see you guys again soon. So peace.